Members of the Philadelphia sports media are acclimating themselves to the fact that extracting information from the Philadelphia Eagles during the off-season is going to be like extracting gold from Fort Knox. It's not going to happen under Chip Kelly's watch. This guy is running a tight ship. However, the press is allowed onto the field to watch practice as mandated by the NFL at least once a week due to the bargaining agreement between the Players Association and the owners. So, what did the press get to lay their eyes on this week that was different? Well, as you would expect, Chip Kelly threw a new wrinkle into his Oregon offense. He lined up offensive tackle Lane Johnson at wide receiver. Yes, that's 4th round pick overall in the draft. Offensive tackle Lane Johnson lined up at the slot receiver for the Eagles in practice. Now this gives credence to the fact that Chip Kelly said he was going to adapt his offense and defense to the personnel that he has. And Lane Johnson has an interesting and exceptional skill set for a tackle. He runs very fast. He used to play quarterback. This guy's an athlete. And when you think about how Chip Kelly likes to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick, get the ball to the receiver maybe 5-7 yards off the line of scrimmage and let him run all the way to the end zone, this could really work. Because it depends on great blocking by the wide receivers. They're going to have to block all the way downfield to spring someone like Deshaun Jackson on these long runs, or LaShawn McCoy out of the backfield. So we know Maclin and Jackson aren't as big as Jason Avant and may not be as good of a blocker. So why not put offensive tackle, well over 300-pound Lane Johnson, in the slot and let him blow up some safeties and cornerbacks and let Jeremy Maclin run for 40 yards. It sounds interesting and just another exciting twist to what Chip Kelly is going to bring to the Philadelphia Eagles offense this coming season. In other NFL news, the New York Giants have a little bit of turmoil. I wouldn't overreact, but Hakeem, their star receiver, well, I would say their second star after Victor Cruz, did not show up to OTAs. Now this disappointed Tom Coughlin, as he said in an interview, because Nix told Coughlin that he was going to show up and then didn't. Now my theory, when you look at the contract situation of Victor Cruz, who basically he doesn't have a contract, that leaves Hakeem Nix playing as a lame duck on the last year of his contract. And that's kind of a lame duck situation. Players often try to avoid injury and don't perform up to par in that situation. So normally that would be on the front burner. But with Victor Cruz's situation much more dire without a contract, I think that Nix's agent is basically orchestrating this whole thing and trying to bring attention to his client. So we'll see what happens with the Giants. Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nix. But if you ask me, no matter who you put out there, they're going to be pretty good because you have Eli Manning at quarterback, and kind of like Tom Brady, whoever you plug in there is going to be pretty good. With that being said, I would love Victor Cruz to be a Philadelphia Eagle, so don't get me wrong. And one final little tidbit, Tim Tebow's people have disputed a report saying that he was coming to terms with the fact that his NFL career was over. He has not admitted that. If I were him, I might consider the Canadian Football League. If you look at Doug Flutie, who was deemed too short, went up there, became the greatest player in the history of the Canadian Football League, and then had a successful NFL career. Look at Warren Moon. He started out up there. I wouldn't recommend Tebow go to the Arena League. However, Ron Jaworski has offered him a contract to come in as a backup quarterback for the Philadelphia Soul. I think Tebow could do better than that. Heck, the guy won one more playoff game for the Broncos than Peyton Manning did. I think what's really keeping him from getting a backup quarterback position, aside from his subpar play, is the fact that all the media hype is going to surround whatever team he goes to, and I think teams want to wait another year to let that die down. So I don't think it's over for Tebow, but he may have to sit out a year. So there you go. Tebow, his future is in question. Hakeem Nix did not show up to OTAs for the Giants, and the Philadelphia Eagles put offensive tackle Lane Johnson in the slot receiver position. Who knows what that's going to bring for the Eagles.